Today's video is part of a collaboration where we're turning Dollar Tree dollhouses into haunted houses for Halloween. We started out with just the basic Dollar Tree dollhouses, all girly and pink and purple and such, and each of us put our own spin on these. I'm participating in this collab with 5 of my great friends from YouTube, and I for one can't wait to see what they've created. And thank you to Melissa of Melissa Makes It DIY for hosting this. Now let's get into the first one. I'm going to take a couple of these. I've knocked out all the windows and doors. They came out really easily. And I'm going to be getting rid of the pink color. So I took one of each, and I'm going to show you here how easy it is to pop those windows and doors out. And then I'm also going to take the roofs off these because I just want to paint over the pink. I want to keep the purple and green and white for now. I'm also going to be spray painting 2 more that I'm not removing the windows and doors on, and I'm going to spray paint the packaging as well because there's a lot of detail in those. So here I go with the ones that I took the roofs off of, and I'm going to put the windows and doors back where they belong. Just pop them right in, and they look something like that. They're cute and they're Halloweeny, but they're not really spooky. I went a little heavy-handed with the black. I wanted to bring out some detail in the roof, but that was way too much paint. And actually, the black wasn't the way I should have gone. You'll see in just a minute I changed that, and it makes all the difference. I'm going to go over the white with what little bits left in that dry brush. Bring out the detail of the brick and the detail on that door. And now I'm using some gray paint, and you see how much better that brings out detail on the roof. So I just carried that on over to that other house too. See that? Now that I've got all the detail brought out, I'm going to look for some tea lights, and the tea lights fit perfectly in there. Now I'm going to take one of the packaging houses and just cut around and use some orange paint and kind of dry brush over the whole thing with the orange, because I need a little bit of orange color in this grouping. Then I'm going to take a small brush and go over the detail to make even more orange. And I'm showing you here that I put some blocks on that packaging so it wouldn't tip over. And now I'm going to use these little hats from Dollar Tree. That one was just totally messed up. To fix it, I just had to twirl it to tighten up those pipe cleaners and then put a little dot of glue on there. And then it was good as new. And I put those blocks in there, glued them down. And then I'm going to glue those little hats right on top of the houses. And that's going to be my Sanderson sister houses, because these are inspired by the movie Hocus Pocus. Now to make some spider webs, I'm going to just put some hot glue on my cutting mat and then pull around the houses to give a web looking effect. And there they are, my Hocus Pocus inspired haunted houses. Now the next one is a movie inspired house as well. Let's see if you guess it before I tell you what it is. I'm going to be painting the bottom of the house white. And I need to go heavy on that white. And you'll see me come back to that and put even more later. And then for the roof, it looks gray, but it's actually brushed metal paint from Folk Art because I want it to look like a tin roof. And here I am going in with some more white, going a little more heavy-handed over the white. Just like so. And in just a minute, I think you'll know what movie I'm going for. I'm going to be using a wooden snake, and I'm going to kind of wrap it around the house. But first I'm going to paint it black and white stripes. Have you guessed it yet? That's going to be a sandworm because I'm doing Beetlejuice. Once I got it all painted with the black and white, I came in with some turquoise around its mouth because that's the way the Beetlejuice sandworm looks. Looks like it's wearing some turquoise lipstick. And I didn't want it to be totally all black and white. I thought it was just too much. So I'm going to set the house on top of this orange pumpkin. I'm going to hot glue some of these scraps of some Harlequin ribbon on there. And then I'll hot glue the house into place. And then the last thing I do is glue that snake turned sandworm around the house. And that's it. There's my Beetlejuice inspired house. And I think this is my favorite one. Now for this last house, I'm going to go over the black with some gray. I'll also be layering in some other colors because I want it to look like it's old, abandoned, and rotted. I put on some pewter color, and then I put on some chocolate color, and then I wanted to brighten up the windows a bit, but I got a little too much white on my brush, and I had to come back over that, and I just ended up spreading it all around on the roof. And I brought some more detail down into the bottom part on the house. And I even used a permanent marker in black to bring out some more detail. Then I'm cutting up some popsicle sticks here. I'm going to write "do not" on one of them, "enter" on the other. And I'm going to glue those two over the door. And then I've also got pieces that I'm going to glue over each window, just one piece for each of the windows on the bottom. I want this house to look like it's been vacant for lots of years and it's all grown up with vines and shrubbery and such. So I'm going to use some reindeer moss. I'll put some hot glue down and then put the reindeer moss on top of it and just put it here and there. And I'm going to take some flag red acrylic paint and add a little bit here and there. And then I want to add one of these skeletons. I know the skeletons are a little bit big for the scale of the house, but I'm going to have it like looming over the house, daring someone to go inside. So, while I'm waiting for my glue gun to heat up again, I decided to cut out this little cardboard pumpkin in black and white and stick it on there, because I think it's got a good amount of color going on already. And I'm going to glue the skeleton's hand on that little piece on the roof that I forgot right now what it's called. And there is that one. Now let's take a look at all of them one more time. There's my Hocus Pocus inspired houses with the tea lights in the windows. Here comes my Beetlejuice inspired, and I only put some light in the top because the ghosts like hanging out in the attic. And now here's my creepy abandoned haunted house with just one light on that second floor. And there's all 5. I'm pretty happy with how they turned out. It was so much fun. And I cannot wait to see what everyone else has made in this collab. Be sure you go check out the playlist. I've got a link in the descriptions. And until next time, bye-bye.